And
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Oh. Alright. Hello, welcome back to Cinema Rebooted, where we watch terrible movies, rewrite them, and roast them just for you and your entertainment pleasure. 2023 was a rough year, to say the least. Hopefully 2024 is better, and we're starting off on the right foot with a brand new episode of Cinema Rebooted. Like I said, 2023 was just an awful year. We had a hard time picking the worst film of 2023. There were many candidates, including, but not limited to, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Ghosted, and Freelance were the big three that kept showing up on the majority of the lists. We decided not to do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey because it's pretty obviously a satire. So we decided to pick the second most common film that has been ranked as the worst of 2023, Chris Evans in Ghosted. Ghosted is a film that was produced by Apple TV Plus and actually had the highest premiere numbers of the platform to this point. However, it did not do well critically or with its audience scores. So, consider it the worst film of 2023. And the best part of 2023, starting off with my co-hosts, newcomer, Pat,
Ooh.
the rookie.
The rookie.
Ready to prove himself and make things even more entertaining for you guys. And then, of course, the ever-trusty, grizzled veteran DJ.
I went through the hard times. You don't know the Avatar times.
I've seen the Avatars, both of them. Live actions.
Yes, but you didn't see them here.
It's true.
Those were rough times, man.
Anyway, we have a full slate this year, and we're starting out strong.
Oh, gosh.
So, hopefully you guys enjoy this as we watch, roast, review, and rewrite 2023's Ghosted. Attempt number 2. We're off to a great start, fellas.
Just like this movie.
Bro, it's Oppenheimer. Oh no, it's just Skydance.
Dang it, that would have been better filmed.
Celebrating a whopping 10 years. Huzzah.
Never heard of them.
That was the lamest way to do an opening.
Yeah.
It's almost as if we've been ghosted by a better film. Even the bridge didn't show up.
This feels like the beginning of a Hallmark movie.
It's got the right music.
You disappeared on me. We had an appointment.
The mountain's called.
Oh yeah, everything's Apple.
Just tastes better. Out of swing. Sorry, guys. Have a good one.
I love how they subtly wrote that advertisement in there.
Yeah.
You lose your butt if it wasn't attached to you.
Well, you lost your hair.
Well, it's a good thing Macintosh made all these handy dandy air tags.
Yeah. Oh, there goes her plate.
What is it with me?
I mean, it's slightly toxic, but what about my emergency rash?
You know what? Hey, want a plant? Here. Cactus. Requires the bare minimum love a human can give, so you'll totally kill it.
Fire him. Have a good one.
R.I.P. little guy.
No, I thought for sure you two were gonna exchange numbers.
What?
I thought under all that stupid fighting you were flirting.
Wait, we were flirting?
Are you kidding me? Are you high? The sexual tension was off the charts.
So off the charts, it's almost Hallmark level.
It was, something.
Let's just say I'm attracted to toxic people in relationships. It may be why I'm still single.
Oh my gosh.
The more toxic, the better, baby.
The dialogue in this movie.
So,
The plot demands we go out. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I got hit with Cupid's exposition arrow.
I can use a coffee.
Okay, this is Anakin Padme levels of toxicity in this relationship already. This is not gonna go well.
Just abandon all of your money and belongings. Responsibility.
Hang on, wait.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
leave all of your possessions at the bottom of the longest stairway in the history of ever.
Wait.
My new headcanon is this is literally just Captain America.
No, it's because he was on the.
yeah.
Oh wait, he is on the left. I was like, no, it's because he's not on the left, but he is.
Do it.
What started as him literally telling her that she didn't have a heart has ended with the lightest of kisses ever. Oh, gotta go for the other half of the kiss.
This is literally, we're kissing because we have to, because the
Yeah.
script tells us to, not because we actually have to. Alright, now kiss. Okay. Now kiss. Okay.
So the director's just sitting there. I don't think I got that shot right, guys.
Officially.
He abandoned the farmer's market for an entire day.
All of his stuff
He's
is
certainly
stolen.
been robbed.
No, the high botanist across the street watched over it for him.
All night long and all morning long.
Yeah, she probably just threw it in the van when he came to close.
She's an NPC shopkeeper. Of course she's there all night long.
Know that power you felt? That's fun to laugh.
Like, gosh.
Who's finally home?
Oh, he got hit. Yeah, he closed down. Okay.
By providing sex with a stranger, not fighting the Germans.
Okay, now, come on.
Yeah, one
Spill
cup.
the beans.
Wow.
No, he already fought the Germans. That's why she mentioned it.
Is that a Captain America joke? I'm pretty sure it was a Captain America joke.
You took a selfie in bed while she was asleep. Dude, that's weird.
That's what serial killers do before they kill their victims and harvest their islands.
I always have.
I would know, because that's me.
It's just cold. You can get a bit.
Smothering, needy, pathetic, desperate,
What?
delusional.
Yeah, stuff like this. The stupid gifts, the constant texting. I mean, that's why things never worked out with Fiona.
Fiona was a bitch. You're a hard
She was also an ogre.
Just like your
Yeah.
mom.
Tell her you wrestled in high school.
Look, I'm not needy. I'm not smothering. And for your information, I sent Sadie one text.
Does that work on women? I wrestled in high school. I'm really good at tackling other men and rolling around
The
on the
movie stuff
ground.
counts. He is gonna blow it. Mark my words.
I'm not gonna blow. She really is great. You'll see.
And
Ooh!
Oh.
Ooh! Ooh!
Oh my
Oh!
So easy for me.
Stop texting me. This is her lawyer.
Good news. 43 testing rates have never been lower.
I'm sorry, but it would have been more on point if it was my car's extended warranty.
Do not ghost me, okay?
I may have murdered her and had a schizophrenic episode.
I don't remember, I think.
Why don't you take a hit off your scuba? Come on, hey.
Oh my god, I called it.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is fine.
Just imagine you come back home to the.
I like how the sister's like literally the only reasonable one.
Yeah, show up and surprise her. It'd be
Even though she wasn't scripted.
Stop enabling him!
Serious, Cole. She's gonna think that you're psycho.
Or she'll think that I'm the kind of guy that's willing to jump on a plane at a moment's notice.
Wait, but you're not that kind
That's the
of guy.
definition of a psycho.
The country.
That's not true. He was conceived in Ontario.
He is literally toxic as heck. Stop enabling him!
How likely is it that she did not notice the
Inhaler.
inhaler in her bag? And
Actually,
is carrying around that same bag on a mission.
honestly, probably high because she didn't seem like a very good spy.
She's
Not
not
very
a spy,
observant.
she's an assassin.
Wait. You see, it causes me a little pain too. I'm all about.
It'd be hilarious if he had an actual, like, genuine response to, I'm going to torture you. He'd start hyperventilating and having, like, a panic attack. And he's asthmatic, so he's foaming at the mouth.
Head down, mouth closed. Sweet fun, low maintenance. I can't believe I was gonna call you when I got back. Cover me.
Sweet fun and low maintenance. The man sent you 1,000 text messages.
That's why she was making fun of him. She's being sarcastic.
Or she really didn't get the text messages.
Could you imagine going back to the US and it's like, you have 4,000 text messages.
Unbelievable. You stalkered your way across the ocean to find me. That is not cactus behavior.
Well, I mean, most things aren't cactus behavior. They just kind of sit.
Yeah.
I checked the records. You've never even left the country.
That's not Star
Who's stopping now?
They're perfect for each other. They stalk each other.
And they're both clearly mentally unhinged, just in different ways.
She's overly aggressive and extroverted, and he's overly closeted and introverted.
That crap's rolling. I don't care.
Yeah. Especially with all the accoutrements on top.
All he needs is a shield. That's all that's missing from this film.
You know, this is where his wrestling comes in handy.
Oh, right.
He's gonna make a reference. He's just be like, that was pretty good. He's gonna be like, I wrestled in high school.
And that's how he's gonna win the. That's how he's gonna win the heart. Oh, they ain't flying over.
Yeah, they would have just hit it.
They're just. Let's just put it this way. They're staying on the wall.
Yeah.
It's not going to tap. Just chuck it out.
They usually tap.
God, she killed innocent people, Cole. You know what? I am done with you. Head down, shut your mouth, and follow my lead. The sooner I get rid of you, the sooner I get back to the mission.
Fine. You know what? I just want to get away from you and out of here as fast as possible.
You should, because I've tangled with these guys before, and they are ruthless. And now they think you're me, so they're looking for you. Taxman.
I like how they just sit there and let them argue, and then,
Yeah.
okay, these two are toxic. Leaving now.
They're screaming at each other. I should probably not let them in my car.
What's that?
A biochemical weapon. Very nasty, deadly enough to wipe out the eastern seaboard.
That's classified.
They're going to
Yeah, I was about to say. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's perfectly adequate to say, oh, that's a none of your business.
There's only one man.
He's a mistake.
Alright, you're the mistake.
He's a mistake. My mother told you?
What? Is he your boyfriend? Get smashed.
Maybe go show him out.
Yeah.
Nothing happened here that I don't see coming a mile away.
Oh.
Everything with that, I guess.
Oh god! His replacement!
Sam, why'd you betray me?
Literally, Scarlett Johansson and played her instead. This would have been just an Avengers reunion.
Just found the unreal.
That would have been so much more
Oh.
fun.
Second best. That was very impressive. Yeah.
He's about to die.
Funny. Usually the other way around.
It was you who followed me to Europe.
Lured by your lying. God, you two need to get a room. We do. So we gotta see this place. I get in the car. They call me the leopard. Call me the leopard, but even leopards get killed.
Oh my god.
It's Bucky.
Mike. Get him out.
What do they call you? The summer soldier.
I suddenly like this movie more now.
Right now, with what, 50,000 volts ready to go into my sorry ass?
You really need to shut up.
Wow. You two should get a room. Pull over here. My car's better.
And this is where he dies.
It would have been way more fun if he killed Sam.
Confidence, God, but the last two guys didn't make it. My confidence doesn't shake. I spent years conditioning myself.
He's gonna blow up.
Tuning my senses.
Oh.
It'd be funny if it wasn't actually.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh.
Oh, Sam killed Bucky. It's perfect.
It would actually be hilarious though if it was just a random dude. And he was just like, oh no!
Let's go.
He thinks I have the passcode?
Yeah.
And you're telling me this now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was slightly drugged and...
He told her earlier. We all watched it happen.
What are your plans? Do you trust me?
No.
Fucking joke.
Ooh.
She's gonna give him as a bounty hunter.
Let me guess. This is the idiot who lost him to begin with.
You'll get your cash when you land. She called you an idiot.
Yeah.
To your face. Kill her when you touch down. Get that passcode. I expect that to be open next time I see you.
You're not coming?
The pants code? He expects the pants code to be open the next time that he
Nothing
sees it?
should go wrong when you open that case. Everyone on board, guys. No pressure.
Yes, sir.
It's like, he calls you an idiot. Yeah, to your face. Yeah, kill her when you touched him. I like it. That's great. Why is so much of this movie really good and then really bad, like at the same time?
Yeah.
That's a cactus.
Oh my god.
Thirsty?
The cactus is the passcode. That's why she had a houseplant.
Oh my gosh, Pat figured it out.
Says that a lot. Sociopath.
Mark the time. He figured it out.
Hey. Get out of the way, idiot!
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
He hit the tail. The end.
Black! Or literally just dead.
This is purgatory.
Take it easy. You lost a lot of blood.
I should know, I drank half of it. You're A positive.
Oh, I'm a vampire, by the way.
Thank you.
That's why I'm kind of reclusive. I don't understand social cues.
A polygraph, Jackson? Are you really this desperate to jump ahead of me?
I'm just doing my job.
No, if you were doing your job, you'd be out there looking for Aztec.
If you had done yours, we never would have lost it.
Well, it wasn't her fault. She was just trying to save me.
Of course.
It's the most
The
high-tech
boyfriend,
photograph ever.
accidentally along for the ride. Didn't it ever occur to you that he could be a foreign Aztec trying to compromise your mission?
Oh, yeah. 6-foot honeypot, sent a kiss and nibble the secrets right out of you.
Just watch the machine.
He's a civilian, and he's clean.
Some civilian. Because you chose his life over thousands that Aztec has ever deployed.
I let my emotions cloud my judgment.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think it was a mistake to save my life?
Yes.
Oh.
That's great.
I like how this will they, won't they thing always is like,
It's hard, but they're right.
everything says no to this relationship, but then suddenly they just kiss randomly.
Justifies everything. Marco's hand, using me as bait at the airstrip. I get it.
You used him as bait?
Yes. You're right about you. You should date someone just like him. Completely cut off from emotional connection and not afraid to lose a limb.
You know what? Michael was right, but not about that. We only have one life, and you are too afraid to live it.
Says the one-handed dead guy.
Wait, what's happening?
Paul, it's supposed to help you, but I don't think they need you anymore. I think they're just an excuse to avoid life.
Who's talking? Your job, the duty, the sacrifice, that's your excuse to keep people out. I think you're afraid to get close to people, because if you do, you might lose them. Just like you lost your mother.
Hey! You don't talk about her!
That's true.
And I'm not afraid of anything.
You two need to get a room.
Ugh.
Oh.
Patty, he's not even hooked up to the machine. I'm sorry, but you guys, the sexual tension in the room is just...
The boss wants to see you.
Sexual tension. All they do is bicker and say how much they hate each other.
It's because they know each other. They're literally eating at each other's real. They each know the real them. It's
I know
eating
she
each other.
poisoned this.
You're angry, but this is a mistake.
Protecting the people you love is never a mistake. Maybe one day you'll care enough about someone to understand.
Damn!
That's what she's trying to do right now.
She's having a character growth moment. Just let her have it.
They literally just keep missing each other. Like, she shoots across the bow, then he shoots across the bow, then she shoots across the bow, she shoots across the bow. It's like, just...
And stay there.
You're not a farmer anymore, remember?
How are you going to arrest him as soon as he shows when you're
In the van.
in the van across the street and 94's down?
Well, they'd have to use actual police or FBI to arrest them on U.S. soil. So they probably have them on standby.
Officially.
Correct.
Do you think that they would actually have that in this movie? You think they've planned for that?
They've actually been pretty good. Like the military aspects, the paramilitary stuff has actually been like really good. They seem to have good consultations. Mostly what's wrong about this film is the romantic stuff. That's where they seem to have not had a good consultant for. Or they consulted the CIA on that too. Alright,
This is really how romance works.
See,
Are you sure about that? Well, yeah, that's how me and my ex-wife met.
They only had enough funds for one consultant. So they gotta hire the CIA as a consultant for everything.
I was really good at my job. How about relationships? Oh, I'm great at relationships. I have 8 divorces.
Ask my 5 ex-wives. She's so
She also didn't manage to get a tan while they were abandoned on this tropical island, but it's cool.
I'm pretty sure she's anemic.
Sorry I'm late.
He's going into the gears.
Jonas?
I have missed you so much.
I was never gonna work out too much.
No. Of course it wasn't. I was losing too many body parts. That's not sustainable. But if you look at the bright side, I still have 20 vision.
I'm in the middle of something here.
I know, look. Losing the eye sucked. But I'll tell you, getting this thing blown off, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Seriously, it changed my whole life. I'm a good, solid, active listener now. That's the other ear. I didn't need to hear you. Keep going. Keep going.
I love all the cameos in this movie.
Well, that's convenient. Well, yes, the building's gonna stop spinning here soon.
You look amazing in that dress.
And you should wear more suits.
You gotta do research.
Well, what's Sadie supposed to do in all these places while you're reading musty old scrolls about farming?
Don't worry about me. I have a whole list of clients I need to hunt down.
I'm sure you're gonna get them all.
Yeah, I know I will.
So short.
I'm borrowing this. How was your meeting with Professor Kirkland?
Really good. Did
Yeah?
some amazing research.
He's an arms dealer. But business stays in the car.
Date night.
Alright, so that was Ghosted 2023, starring none other than Chris Evans. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into goods, bads, joke titles. We're going to talk a little bit, rewrite the film, and then we will go ahead and let you guys on with the rest of your lives as we cope with the trauma of this. Alright, positives, negatives. Let's start out with The Rookie. Prove to us your worth. Now!
Positives?
And it's the sound of silence.
Pretty sure the cricket has something to say.
Not even the cricket can save this.
Oh, no.
Okay, so. Everything but the romance aspect of this wasn't that bad.
That's fair.
The action was lighthearted and believable.
Mm-hmm.
Like DJ was saying, there are many things in this that most family-friendly spy movies don't do that were pretty nice. Has a decent amount of comedic relief spaced in it.
Okay.
Negatives? Anything dealing with romance. Or relationships.
That's fair. Alright, DJ, positive, negative?
Okay, so for me, actually, the biggest positive to this film is literally the uniqueness of it. They a couple of big things that they do in this film that I don't see is one, there's a lot of movies like this. There's Night and Day, there's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, there's Killers. There's a lot of films that have done this spy romance thing where one person's a spy and one person's a normie, or two spies. This dynamic thing.
Yeah.
This did three big ones. One, it changed the dynamic a little bit, where the civilian isn't caught up with them. She leaves him, and so it's from his point of view trying to chase her. That was a little interesting and different. Mm-hmm. So I really liked that, and I really liked how they give it an ending. Like they showed how the relationship works with these changes.
Yeah.
Like the way it begins, the way it ends was really fun and unique and different. Okay. And then throughout the film, the way that they work with the enemies, the bad guys, was fun. I liked that. Yeah. I liked the dynamic. For negatives, I'm with Pat on this one, the relationship stuff, and it's not necessarily the relationship stuff is badly done. Toxic like issues with the relationship starting and stuff is a real thing you can do. It just doesn't feel like it fits in this kind of film.
That's right.
It's like it starts out as a rom-com, like we actually joked we were watching it. It starts out as like a Hallmark film. Yeah. That works in a Hallmark film when there isn't the spy stuff, but you're literally juxtaposing this like spy action stuff going on while they're trying to have like these angry fights with each other, and it doesn't work in the scene. Yeah. And the biggest one for me was that scene where they're where they in Pakistan. Mm-hmm. And they wave down a car, and they're having an argument outside of this car, and the car just waits for them. And then they get in, and then when they get out, that doesn't work. In a romantic comedy, that could be a taxi, that would make sense. But when you're on a spy mission in Pakistan running for your lives, like, we're just going to see these people like yelling at each other. Like, you're in Pakistan, you see a couple of like foreigners like screaming at each other out the car. You going to let them in? Like, it's just weird stuff like that doesn't fit with the movie.
That was a cab.
Was it actually a cab? Okay.
Yeah, it had the light.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, it shows later that it does have.
Okay, but still, like.
But they don't ever pay him.
They pay him before they get out of the car.
I don't know.
There's all these cuts.
There's the one car joke.
There's all these cuts that just make it weird. Where like they have these fights and relationship problems, and they don't work. Mr. and Mrs. Smith did a very similar thing where they were in an argument and fight, but it worked because it felt tension because not only were they fighting, but they were really concerned about their surroundings. In this film, every time they're having the argument, it pretends like the fighting around them isn't really happening anymore. It's like the whole world pauses, they have an argument, and then it goes back to the action. It doesn't feel like it's happening at the same time. It feels like it's two separate movies thrown together. That's what hurts it for me more than anything else.
Also, Mr. and Mrs. Smith also brings resolution, or like they kind of end the argument. Where like this one, they're just like, we're done. We'll get back to this.
Yeah, that's true. They never actually come to a compromise or a point. They just nag at each other and then kiss, and then nag at each other and then kiss. It doesn't give conclusions.
Yeah. Okay. Positives and negatives of this. Positives. I have to say that a lot of the comedic points were actually pretty good. Like, there's a lot of unexpected stuff in here, and there are genuine parts in this film where, like, I was just laughing because it's actually like it's a spot on observational humor, or the gag that happened.
The cameos were really fun.
The cameos were all really fun. Like, a lot of this stuff was really fun. There's a lot of stuff in this film that got put together well. I can see why they made the film. Negatives is this film is just very, very disorganized. It jumps around quite a bit. The tone shifts weirdly, and really the biggest negative is the relationship, because, like you were pointing out, it's one of those things where either they're on this downward trajectory of like hate, this person's awful, I don't want anything to do with this person, but then suddenly they're like, oh wait, this is a romantic comedy, take that point, just put it right up here.
They don't resolve it. They don't get to that moment where they get to go, oh, we're being nasty to each other because we all have unresolved issues, let's work through that. They just skip that part right to the that's the rom-com part. It starts out as like a Hallmark rom-com where they have those big issues and they get nasty with each other, but then they resolve it. It's like they took that idea in a spy film and went, it's like, you can do that, but you're going to have to smooth it out a little bit. You just slap the sandwich. You went peanut butter jelly and went smack. And you're like, okay, what the heck are you doing?
And like one of the biggest things is like at the very beginning, they have the giant argument about the plant, and like it's a serious argument, and like the person's just come in like, hey, weren't you guys flirting? And he's like, we were flirting.
The sexual tension was so thick I could cut it with a knife.
The plot demands you be together. That was literally they're fighting, and the plot's like, hold on, you're supposed to be lovers. Oh, what? Really? Oh, crap.
Yeah, it was
it's like both of the characters are just like psychotic, but like they're awful and toxic people, and then they just run into each other. That would have been funny if actually at the end they had like a dinner scene, and they're all talking together, and they're like laughing and stuff, and then the rest of the family's like, what the heck is wrong with you? This is awful. She's the love of my life. Bro, stop!
Oh gosh,
that would have been great.
Oh man.
So that's positives and negatives. Next, we're going to talk.
Joke titles.
Yeah, let's do joke titles. All right, joke titles. We'll start with DJ.
You know what? Actually, funny is I think the title "Ghosted" works, but as a joke title.
Ghost.
True.
Or it's like every other letter is capitalized. Ghosted.
But that's good, actually. No, I was actually gonna say stalker.
Yeah.
It's from the point of view of the stalker.
It's fair.
Chris Evans. That's the biggest thing about Chris Evans is he literally. They talk about the whole movie. He's insecure, so he's like super needy and stuff, and so he comes across stalker issues, and that's how a lot of stalkers are. A lot of them don't mean any harm. They're just obsessive, or they just don't understand how to handle it well. He literally is. This whole thing was the best thing to happen to him because it actually calmed that down. So I feel like that's what the movie is about. It's like a movie is about the stalker becoming not a stalker and actually figuring out how life works.
That's fair. All right, Pat.
The stalker.
The stalker. All right, Pat. What do you think?
Truly, the Ghosted does work really well.
I know.
It gave it such a great joke title.
It doesn't make it. It's like it's not the real title. It's like this movie was actually called like The Spy Who Loved Me, like the Bond film, but then it's actually Ghosted as the joke title.
It's fair.
The Farmer and the Spy.
World Trip.
World Trip.
World Trip.
World Trip. That's good. I like that.
I'm going to go with Roasted.
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 Oh.
Ghosted.
I honestly think out of all her joke titles, the best one is Ghosted with every other one capitalized.
Yeah.
Ghosted.
Yep.
That was perfect. Oh gosh. Hey, start us off, John.
All right, now we're going to go into the fun part of this channel. We're going to go ahead and we're going to try to rewrite this film and make it better, more entertaining, more put together. The rules for our rewrite is it has to have the same general story as the one that was put on screen, and it has to have a couple of similar themes and stuff like that.
We're not.
We're reworking it.
Yeah.
We're not completely
We're cleaning it up,
making
not making a new film. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to be a film about a farmer who runs into a girl who turns out to be like a spy assassin person, and they go on a world trip.
That premise sounds so good, and
Yeah.
then we got this. That's the thing. This is an interesting premise. It just execution-wise, I would leave all the spy parts exactly as they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even leave the arguments like they're bickering in it. Just give more conclusion to it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that all is fine.
Largely what it needed is just
That whole middle section of the film is pretty solid. Like the beginning was rough, a little bit, but it was really fun throughout. It didn't take itself too seriously. It was a little silly and fun.
Yeah.
It was good. That should have been the moment they started the ball.
Polygraph scene. As soon as she said, "Did you believe saving me was a mistake?" Should have been false.
Yes.
She said
Yeah,
yes.
she should have said yes, it was a mistake, and then it was false.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
And
one.
then she's like confused because she's like, well,
yeah.
okay.
That was like-
Here's something that I would kind of do with this. Like, you know how they're constantly like at each other's throats and stuff like that. The issue that we're having is that literally the points they're making are legitimate.
Yes.
And not only that, the arguments that they're having are vicious. They're like constantly at each other. There's no tension in there. It feels like they hate each other. I say just change it up a little bit, make the tone maybe a little bit different. Maybe they're jabbing at each other a little bit. Maybe she does something that annoys him, but in a fun way, where he's
Not
actually,
nearly as aggressive.
yeah,
about
not
it.
nearly as aggressive as you don't deserve plants or something like that. It should be
Yeah.
more of a funny thing, like, oh, you don't deserve a
Yeah.
plant, and then she goes out and does her thing. But I say that you keep her kind of psychotic during like the ramp up to the polygraph. Where it's just like, okay, she does not care about me. She really just wants me to die. She just wants all these different things. And then the polygraph thing happens, and it's like, no, she put on a hardened facade because she actually does care.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know how to care about somebody legitimately. So yeah, that's what I think. And then you have like a similar thing where at the end, the ending was great. Like he's confident, he's doing his own thing, and he's accepted her and what she's doing. And then the whole thing with the guy in the trunk was awesome.
Business stays in the car.
Yeah, business stays in. Yeah, sure. And he just like puts his.
Just like okay.
There are these defining moments that movies like these do, and that was one of them for me. Was the bounty hunter thing that was unique and new to this kind of thing, and the at the end where the body in the trunk works in the car. Those are fun little ways to differentiate this from other movies of this type. Yeah. I just really liked it. I liked those. And what actually reminded me of is there's a moment in the movie The Killers where it turns out that the father-in-law was the spy he was originally supposed to kill, and he takes out the bad guy. That is a way to just sudden reveal that's really fun. Those are the kind of things that can make these movies unique, where you give these like fun little twists on a story that's been done before.
That's fair. Pat, do you have any additional notes?
Not at the moment, no.
All right, DJ. Discussion over. Summarize the thought.
Okay, so the biggest thing that we do to make this change that we all discussed was we really like the idea that they had here. We just want to make the relationship more strong. So we want to do Hallmark meets spy film. Yep. We just go lean into it hard. Mm-hmm. So we would take the beginning of the movie, especially since so much of this runtime doesn't really need to be in it. There's a lot of sidetrack. Let's just start it out straight up with a Hallmark film. Like the first 30 minutes of the film, solid 30 minutes, is a Hallmark movie, maybe even a little more. Pretty similar, I think, to what they did to this. I think about 30, 40 minutes in before it got into the spy stuff. Yeah. And it goes into her life and his life, and instead of the way it did it, where she's on a phone call and she kind of explains her life, and then he's just talking at the store, you let them give a little more of their life. So we start out with him at the restaurant or whatever with his girlfriend who they mentioned in this, and she dumps him. And that's what starts him off. It immediately lets you know why he's insecure, why he's needy, pushy. Like, she tells him some of those things, he feels off his game, runs into her at his little booth, is fine. Like, that worked out well. It's a good place to meet. But he's instead of him being like angry and like assertive, because that was weird, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be closeted and over obsessive and these things, and that doesn't meet his character. So instead, he's a little jilted. He's not confident enough to feel like he can flirt with her. So she flirts with him a little, or he accidentally flirts maybe, and they talk. Yeah. Kind of works out a little bit. She leaves. Lady comes back. Man, you two. That was really good. He's like, well, I don't know if I want to do this again. His hesitation isn't because he's an idiot, or because someone had to tell him he was flirting. Yeah. It's because he's just not confident. Yeah. She gives him a little bit of confidence. He finds, screw it, what do I have to lose? Goes in, they have the relationship, and then he ghosts her. And then he feels...
She ghosts him.
Yeah, she ghosts him. And he feels personal about it. I would take out the excessive texting and stuff because that doesn't really work as much.
Yeah.
Make it because he's just he sends a few messages, doesn't really hear back, and he kind of moves on.
Yeah.
He's not obsessing the whole time. He moves on. The sister, who's the voice of reason, still exactly. All the conversations can even happen exactly how they am, but he listens to the sister instead of the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes on, moves on with his life, and then he realizes that he's missing not his inhaler but his wallet.
I mean, the inhaler makes sense because he only needs it.
No, you know what? Actually,
he only needs it sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
The wallet he'll need immediately.
That's right. You're right. Good point. It's still in the inhaler. He goes to use it, and he's like, "Oh crap, I don't have it." And then that's when he goes and finds out where she's at, and he's like, "Well, I know where she is now," and he feels like maybe I can, surprise her and see, he talks to the parents again, and that scene makes more sense because it was really jarring when he's literally obsessing over this woman, he's stalking her the whole time, and then the family's like, continue to stalk her. it would be a little more acceptable if like you can see it slightly stalkerish, but it's also romantic because he's not obsessive.
Well, it's not obsessive. Maybe he's texting her like every day. He's just sending a text, and he's just like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like, I hope that you're doing okay."
I can even see it like, look, when being ghosted, like you may even be like, "Are you alive?" Like, can you imagine if someone you had a really good night with, and then I got hit by a bus, and you had no idea?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be at least nice to be like, "Hey, I'm not really interested in continuing the relationship," like something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not nearly as excited. We were watching this film and they was going through the text and we're all like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It wasn't just like, oh, it was.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
And it was like a single day.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
the very next day.
It was
It was
a
like
lot.
7:40, 12:40. Like it was like
Yeah.
4 times a day that he was doing that.
And then
It was one day.
when he
Yeah,
gets
in one
Those
day,
texts
yeah.
all
yeah, and that was obsessive. So when our version, it's a little less intrusive. He gets over there, and then you find out the reason that she couldn't get hold of him because she was on mission. She even says, "I was going to call you when I got back,
Yeah.
but now I wasn't going to." But she still hadn't gotten back yet, so that didn't even need to be there. That whole plot it doesn't even matter. She could just say, "Hey, I was gonna call you when I got back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna call you," and then she uses him like in all stuff, and they get a little flighty and fighty with each other about things. Pick a little bit of scab picking, but not nearly that intense. But it's more the Hallmark thing where they fall in love with each other because they realize they're a lot more alike than they realize. There's a lot. The differences complete each other.
Yeah.
She's open, outgoing. He's a little too needy and closed off. He opens up more, becomes a little more normal. She becomes more emotional and attached, and they bring out the best. They bring out good qualities in each other, and that's shown. And like a Hallmark film, they don't really notice it. They start thinking that maybe they're not working out, but it actually is.
Yeah.
You keep that in there, that Hallmark tropiness, while the action scenes are going on. They're literally having those Hallmark moments when they get into the fight, but it's while they're fighting the bad guys. Like that works. That's hilarious. In a Hallmark film, they have a fight at dinner, and one of them just leaves in a huff, or they fight at the Christmas party. That's when it works in a Hallmark film. And this, it's while they're fighting bad guys in a spy film, and the rest of the film, I leave most of the way that it is. The cameos worked really well. The jokes landed. The bounty hunter things. The bad guy was really good. I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked his little speech where he's like, he's basically rationalizing his behavior in front of everybody. Like you almost like he doesn't even really believe it. Like he has to keep saying it. Like, I realized that. I was just getting used. It's like, dude, you're just saying this to make yourself feel better. Just shut up and let me do our job. Like, that's what that is. That all works. And the polygraph, we make one major change, right?
Yeah.
We all agreed that the polygraph blips when she says, I just used you. I for the mission. Negatives.
False.
And he looks, and she just rips it off and leaves. Like, she's like, I don't want anything to do with this. And that she's confused and conflicted.
That's when the boss scene comes up.
Yeah.
It's like the boss wants you, and she just.
Yep. And the rest of the film actually works at that point, because now that's when she goes to him and goes, "No, don't use yourself."
Yeah.
But he's not antagonistic to her because, that line where he's like, maybe one day you'll love someone enough to know what that feels like. It's like, instead he's like, I know you care about me now. I know you do, but I need to do this.
Yeah.
And then the rest, from there to the end of the film, works fine.
Yeah.
You can literally leave from that moment all the way to the end of the film, and everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. Awesome. I think that's a pretty good film. You happy with it, Pat?
Yeah.
You approve? Pat, seal of approval, everybody.
Why is that so funny that literally, if we just changed 3 scenes in the film was perfect.
That says a lot.
Change the opening to make it cleaner. Change that one scene with the polygraph.
Yeah.
And clean up the fighting in between a little bit, and the film is fine.
All right, guys, that was Ghosted 2023 starring Chris Evans. We have watched it, roasted it, rewrote it, reviewed it, all the shebang, and we've done all of this for you. So what we ask from you now, like this video if you liked it, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How would you have rewritten this film if you were given the reins? And also be sure to subscribe for more content like this. We're planning on doing these monthly, so be sure to be on the lookout for those. Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.